Okay people, so this is just a try out session. I've been doing, or have done very well, on a secret bait. It's a secret because I haven't put the film up yet. And I simply had to come back before the frost shuts down these catfish. And it gets really cold. So I'm back here at Pondwood. I've got barely 3 hours. I'm only here till 6 because it's getting dark early. There's a little mild spell, a hint of high pressure, and it might just be enough to kick a catfish off. I don't know. So I've got my bait out there, and the bait out here. I've got my bait covered over there as a secret because I just did so well on it. I cannot believe it's either the fact that it is a good bait or it's just another bait, and I was very lucky on that particular day and the fish were just on the bite. I've already had one tiny tug. I've been here 5 minutes. Are there any fishermen that are as superstitious as me? I mean, I've only been here barely 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The mat's where it was. The net I put there to dry because you have to dip it in a disinfectant. But it's in the wrong spot. Now it sounds stupid because it's easy access to grab. But I just felt last time when I hooked here, I had it just resting there, stupidly close to me. Now then, let's turn around. So I sit down facing the sun. I mean, for a change, I don't actually need to be looking at the rods. I can actually sit, get a little bit of late autumn, early winter sunshine. I think that's Josh over there having a walk around. Anyway, I'm fishing with a bobbin. A long drop, but enough to sort of balance against the AAA shot I got out there. So if I get a pick up, the weight of the bobbin will pull backwards, so I know there's a drop back, or if it moves away from me, it's going to be pulling up. Wow, that sun's lovely. It's not going to be like this very long. Now, last time I was here, I did really well. I'm not going to say how many fish I caught, or if indeed I caught any fish. I was very, very impressed with this bait I used and what I did with it. So this, if I do get a catfish, is a little teaser for you as to what this bait might be good, and then you're going to have to wait until the main film comes out. And I ran out of 2 batteries, so there is no shortage. Oh no, now I've told you this fish, oh no, I've let the cat out, I've let the catfish out the bag. Look, it could have been I just got there at the right time and the fish were biting, who knows. Now it could have been that I just fished last time and it was the right sort of air pressure, because catfish are pretty peculiar creatures to try and read in any way, shape or form. But nothing for 2 hours, and then I did something to the bait, which you won't hear in this one, but it just turned it around like you wouldn't believe. So I've got to try and see if it's going to work again, if I'm going to catch like that again. And the answer is yes. So I'm actually hoping that I'm going to get some takes on this bait, and hopefully maybe 1, maybe 2 going to connect. But I've got 3 hours. I'm banking on literally 4 till 6 when it gets dark to see if I actually catch a fish. If I don't, look, I know the fish are in here. If I don't, then it was just lucky that I got the fish last time when I did. They were just on the bite, on the feed. But they were so on the feed, I can't help but think it is something to do with this bait. Although I can sit like this, it does feel as I'm going to miss something, and I know the alarms are on. It's just bizarre. I think I will sit around the other way. Well, last time I came I was putting bits of bread crust out on the surface and the small fish were coming up nibbling at them, and I think the catfish were underneath. But then I started casting farther and farther out, and you know, I can see fish moving over there, but there's nothing moving on the surface, so I'm banking on just before dusk that something kicks off. I settled for obviously 1 fish to save the blank. On a short trip you've always got to work on 1 fish will do it. A couple of hours fishing, 3 hours fishing in the evening. I feel another hour. When that sun gets behind those trees up there, there might be something cooking. Because once it gets really cold, they'll close down. So this will be my last having a go at catfish. Fingers crossed. One of these bobbins goes up. Can be noisy too because there's planes and we're under the flight path for Heathrow Airport here. But it's a really, really nice late afternoon. Little hint of sunshine. Going to get cold tonight. I can see it's going to get cold tonight. So guys, I'm going to set the camera up, possibly around this side. And if I do get one, I'll try and get you, get this take as well. See how fast I can work. Another thing you can watch when it's very, very still like this and there's no wind, you can watch the bow in the line just down there where it enters the water, and you'll see little tweaks and pulls on that before you even see the buzzer go, you know, the light go off or the bobbin move. That is the initial area that if I was margin fishing especially, I would be looking at, just sat looking at that bow of the line as it enters the water, and it gives you a bit of advance warning, you know, if it tweaks or pulls or anything like that. And then it will register on the bite indicator and together with your bobbin. Let's hope one of these goes off and I've got some registration on the bow in the line, the bobbin and the bite indicator. Guys, I could have one hooked up here. I've had to put the rod down while I set the camera up. It might come off. You never know. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's trouble. I've definitely not crossed lines. I think that's another fish. And this one actually took on. Oh, he's come off. Anyway, so that one's come off. We might get a take on the second one. I think I've even got my bait back here. That's messing around with the camera again. Can't believe I've got one of the second ones now. Get the microphone, hopefully I can keep this one on. There we go. I'm not going to mess around with bobbers and stuff. I have, I just messed around with bobbins. Yeah, it's a catfish, boys. It's a catfish. There's another gentleman watching avidly over there. I just hope he doesn't come round and sees what I'm using, the secret bait. Well, the sun hasn't gone behind the trees yet. Put the bobbin down. If you guys are getting any of this, hopefully with that camera like that. It's a catfish. Yes, sirree. Wow, that looks a pretty good fish. That could be double figures. This is where they go under the edge of the bank. You've got to be really careful if there's overhangs. There they go. He's trying to get under the bank. Look, 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 look. He's going to get there. They are amazing fish. How they know where these snakes are in there. I've got him there. Yeah, I think he's going to go off again. I'm going to drop the mic while I get the fish. Just heard a beep on the other rod as well. So, the catfish bait is back in action, and you have to watch the main programme to find out the secret of what it is. It appears to be pretty magic. Well, that's a success, people. I could tell you, 3 o'clock, 3:35. So, that's one hooked, one missed, and then one netted. So it just tells me that bait is pretty useful. And I've got the reels, not on bait runner, because I'm fishing on top of them. I've got them on back wind there, so I can just strike straight into the fish when it pulls up. Wouldn't it be nice to discover a bait that is really, really useful? And actually, I've even adapted it again, just for this little 2-hour session. So I thought there'd be some more juice in what's this bit that's left over, and who knows? That's 3 takes. I've been here 40 minutes. Maybe it's an hour, and I'm just imagining things. I still think there's a chance of another fish. I really do. And there's nothing moving. I've had 2 splashes of catfish where they've taken fish off the surface. Sit back and relax, folks. Tell you what was lucky, me moving that landing net when it was on the tree. I knew that I was in the bad luck zone, so I've moved to the good luck zone. I've had, what, 3 takes, 1 fish. Well, as you can see from behind me, the sun there has gone down behind the trees. So a good deal of the lake now is in shade, and that's when I figured I'd have takes, but I've had a couple of twitches, and that's about it. You can see this absolute mirror of reflection over there with the buildings in the background shining, but there's not much action on the top. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more small fish action dimpling around there. I've seen a couple of sort of catfish crashes where they've taken other fish off the surface. Other than that, ominously quiet. I've recast this one, left hand slightly. So the guy's packed up over there, so I've cast more that way now. But the evening is yet young. I have 2 hours. 1 fish per hour would still be really good. From here I can actually see both lines entering the water, the bow in the line, so I can see any form of twitch there. Should anything, I've seen 2 or 3 already, and I think that's where other fish have bumped into the line. And that indicates normally on these bobbins they go up, then they drop straight back. It's where the fish goes through the line, pulls the bobbin up, the line slides off their back where they bumped into it and drops back down again. That's what I find anyway. Well, it was interesting. Josh came round, you know, who owns the place, and he was telling me they're just about to shut down, he thinks, within the next 2 weeks for hibernation. So he thinks I did really well to get 1 fish and have 3 takes. He said apparently there were 4 guys along it all day today, only had 2 between all 4 of them all day. So is it the bait or not? Well, if they're starting to get down and go a bit comatose for, you know, the season for the winter, it's not really a fair try, this bait, is it? And it has gone, in fairness, it has gone quiet now. Well, you can see, beautiful sky out there. It is a perfect evening. Makes me want to go barbel fishing, but I can't do everything. I'm supposed to be go for bluefin tuna in about a week's time. Well, for 2 days' time. And then maybe some blue sharks, conger, ling. I don't care what it is as long as it swims. Well, that means Pamela Anderson's in the frame. Got to draw a line somewhere. Come on, let's have 1 more fish. So what Josh saying about that hibernating is, I have heard at other fisheries they do come on in a mild spell in February, but I know they just don't like, you know, a lot of cold weather. Traditional time when they do go nuts, apparently I'm told, is about April, about 2nd or 3rd week in April, depending, you know, what sort of spring and winter we have. And they're feeding up from that hibernation period. That's what I've heard. And I've heard of some big catches as well. Not necessarily big fish, just big catches. But I'm now not getting the bumps and the tweaks there. I've recast. I see no point in throwing the bait out again. Let's see if we can get 1 more fish out of this. Here we go, boys, as a take. Ready, 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 ready. We're on. We're on. Oh, big swirl out there. Big swirl. Big swirl. I don't think he's going to go to my other line. Get that bobbin out of there. Easily popped off just like that. In the pocket for next time. Come on, fish, stay on. Stay on. Well. Oh, 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 he's going backwards. He's going backwards, under pressure. He's going to kite left. My other line is over here. I can't even, slowly he's coming. Not going mad. A bit of pressure on there. A lot of the time, most fish, you keep their head coming towards you in short turns, short winds, constant pressure, you're pretty well in with a good chance. But these guys can turn around and go backwards, sideways, inside out. Net, Graeme, yes. Here he comes, here he comes. Won't surprise me if he takes off again. Wonder if he's going to try the same trick. Getting in under these. It's a big swirly area there. He's that drag a bit. There we go. Just for safety. Yeah, he's about the average size here at Pondwood. I'll take it, I'll take it. That rod, oh my word, they do pull your string, don't they? Oh my goodness. This will be the last cat trip of the year for me. Oh, that's a catfish bust, eating small fish. Josh said there's loads of these little 1 inch, 2 inch fry in there, netfuls, and these will be eating them. The catfish probably be even bigger and tougher next year. Come on, let's get 2 out of this. Oh, goodness me. That's a lot of pressure. Come on. We're getting there. I think I got him. I've got something in there. Yes. Another catfish from a Catfish central place. Not as big as the last one, people. But listen, a nice fish, nevertheless. They certainly are. He's eating the net as well. Certainly some scrappers. Certainly some scrappers. Let's get him on the net. Stay there, buddy. See the big tendrils here? That's what they hunt the prey out with. That's a nice cat. Well, please. Let's get him back. The other one's going, guys. The other one's going. He's on. Crikey, I've got the other one down here baiting up. That's ridiculous. How they just come on the feed. Come on. Keep that pressure on. A bit of a softer rod, this one. You can see it's kicking and thrashing well out there. Well, you've got to start thinking about this bait, people, haven't you? Got to start thinking about it. I have, that's for certain. I have been thinking about it a lot. Oh. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Wow, he's quite a long way out. I'll get some drag. Checked on this one, I think. Right, I'm going to click this off a minute, guys. He's on the surface out there. You won't see him with this camera, but he is. Take my word for it. The last time I came here, my wrist was killing from the session of fishing. got a really good film which hopefully you guys will watch at a later stage. This is just a teaser. This is just a tester on that bait. I simply had to come back and try this bait again. Goodness me, is it the ultimate catfish bait? I do wonder. It might have to be kept a personal lifetime secret and go to the grave, like my special spread of marlin fishing lures, which I've never ever told anybody about. It only get ripped off, somebody else will copy it and claim it as theirs, and it's very successful. Look at this fish go. I'll click it off and get it when it's closer. He's coming in closer now, people. Might be a bigger fish. I feel he's still going to try and get under these tree roots in a minute. What was those head shakes telling me it's possibly a better fish? Here he comes. Yeah, that's a big fish. Oh, yeah, that's a better one altogether. There we go, people. He's all writhing about. Let's get him straight back, but I think he'll agree the bait works. And out we go. Hopefully nobody sees what that bait was there. Zooms in on it. The secret bait exposed. If they freeze frame it in the air and look at it, but he won't know the shape because it's something completely bent out of shape. Well, I just want to sink the line. And I'll tell you what, guys, there's a very, very outside chance. Whew, I think this might be better than an outside chance, to be honest, of another take. Goodness me. 3 catfish. Bang, bang, bang. Another one hooked and lost, another one missed. That's well, even I can add up to 5. I must drill these out a little bit bigger, the holes. There we go. I got clipped by a catfish last week when I had that big catch. Oh no, I've told you it was in the film, I've told you. Split my thumb open there on the rough bit of their jaw. I'm knocking it, so be aware. Now I've given it away, the real film, haven't I? Get out. That was about right. Crikey, that line must have barely sunk beneath the surface. That's all I was doing. I sunk the line, twitching and tweaking away like I do, just like this, jerking the line, sinking it. Reels on back wind, back it off so I don't bump the bait too much. And then look, you can see what I was doing. I'm changing from one bobbin to the other. I put the silver bobbin on like this, so it's still pretty heavy. I reckon he'd had it there at that stage. I'm thinking now it's tight. I'm pulling it down and I'll just pull the back wind a bit more. Just give me the extra bit of depth. And then by the time I go back to here, just check them on back wind, blah, blah, blah. Away it goes. You know where he's gone? I can tell you right now, just look. Undercut where sometimes you fish in the spring underneath those tree roots. Mind you, what's that, 4 hooked? Is that pulled up? Sometimes you get it with ultralight bobbins like that. There's still enough to let you know. Just let that come back a bit there. That's it. Wow, let's check the time, boys. What a session. It's got to be the bait, hasn't it? 2 messages. Don't even open them, Graeme. 12 minutes past 5. Oh. I think that's not a fish. I think that's just a bow in the line where I didn't actually sink it. There's a bit of wind drift there. Let's get that changed back. Otherwise, it's just going to be leaves pulling it up all the time. That's heavier, look, that's heavier. Well, as you can doubtless see, people, I'm on the length of my cord. Get peeled out here. It's a good fish. Listen, they're all good fish, aren't they? I'm down to my 5-minute warning. Wowee, this one is really cranking. That is right over the other side. This is going to be my last fish. I've had a couple of beeps on the inside. I can't believe it. I mean, this bait, I mean, it's what Josh said, 4 guys all day, 2 fish. I started at 3, it's now 6 in the evening. I've hooked about 8, and I think it's number 5, if I get it. Nevertheless, you can see it's hooked up. Way, way, way out. People, I'm just going to click this off until I get it closer. Wow, what a last cast. What a bit of an, oh yeah, epic fight. That's a crackerjack fish. It can't be a million miles away from 18, 20 pounds. Let's get that back. Oh, what a finish. So pleased I took the trouble to get a 3-hour session here. I mean, just take one long quick look at this kiddie's head. That's a lump in there. That's a beaut. You too can own a pair of trousers like this and shoes. Lovely. Catfish slime and the secret bait slime. I think you agree, nothing else to prove on this bait. It's absolutely magic, and I'm sure if I fished on into the darkness I'd still get more fish. Well pleased with it. So look out for the film, the main film coming, and that's me for the catfishing. That's me till next year, I'm afraid. I mean, you could come tomorrow, the next day, and it gradually peters off, but that bait's something else. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, try hitting the like button. It's painless. And I've still got one rod out. I might leave it there while I pack up. What do you think? See you next time. Well, I really enjoyed that session. I do enjoy doing a bit of work in the morning as much as I can, diving off about lunchtime and trying to get an afternoon stroke evening session in. I can't do it now. As I speak, it is the middle of winter. It's dark about 4 o'clock, but it's going to get better because the nights are starting to draw it out. Anyway, don't go away. I've got another, well, a couple of little sections for you. I thought people would be interested. If you're not interested in this, as soon as you see it, switch off and storm off in a rage. But if there's nothing else on television, you might actually want to watch it. And there may be people who haven't been here before. It's a couple of London museums, the Victoria and Albert and the British Natural History Museum, which I haven't seen for, well, a school trip when I was about 12, I should think. That's a long time ago. The museums have changed, but fortunately that historically British architecture hasn't Do you know what? Honest to goodness thing, the architecture, the way these places are built, these buildings, is beyond belief. I don't know how they did it with the materials they had, and they got no power tools. Sit back and enjoy. Well, some of those fossils are absolutely amazing. And I was shocked. Why are those statues all half naked? And why are they always fighting and killing and chopping each other up? You didn't want to live in Roman times. All that Grecian stuff, surely. Not a good time at all. Anyway, it wouldn't be right to leave the Natural History Museum without seeing the real deal, the man, the one that can talk the talk and walk the walk. Well, he can't talk the talk. And no, I didn't sleep very well when I saw him at night either. Well, I hope that was of interest to you. There's a bit of fishing at the front which was pretty good, and then some interesting museum stuff as well. It's something a lot of people might not have seen. We'll see you in the next episode. I have no idea what's going to be in it. Somewhere along the line it'll be fish. I'll be mixed up with other stuff though. You know what I like? Especially in the winter, I get so bored. I go through the files and I think, oh, I'm going to put that up as well. We'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button, TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. Hit the notification bell. Force yourself to hit the like button. And if you like these type of films, mixed up, something entertaining there, let us know in the comments section. We'll see you next time.